I'm Tyler.
I'm Heather.
So we're professional acrobats. We're on a reality TV show that changed our lives. And now we are living in a tiny home off the grid.
It's 12 foot by 40 foot with 120 square foot loft for the bedroom that gives us approximately 600 square feet of living space. We have butcher block countertops. I love how it looks rustic. It looks used, and I think that that's really cool. I also love the wood grain that you get with it. All the different kind of woods that we have working together here makes it feel warm to me and cozy and not perfect, which is something that I really love. I'm not afraid to live in this house. I'm not afraid to maybe get a little messy in this house because it's not, perfect. I think that gives it character. So I really like that. In the spirit of conserving electricity, this is our propane stove. Propane stoves are phenomenal. Once you get used to them, they get hot instantly. Obviously, they cool down pretty quickly as well. And we love cooking with skillets. So that's another big plus side to using a propane stove. They're basically made for skillets. Skillets are made for propane stoves. They love each other. We have a nice big kitchen sink here, and we have a dishwasher here. So we are in a cistern for water. It's about 2,000 gallon cistern. We get water once or twice a month. We are also on a leach field. So for those of you who don't know what that is, it's essentially strategically placed layers of different kinds of dirt material to help the ground efficiently absorb the water that you use. So it helps filter it down into the earth. Then you don't have your stuff going into a tank. So if you live in the city takes care of your waste, right? All of your gray water and your black water. When you live in the country like here, you could do a septic tank, or you can do a leach field, or you could kind of do both. Leach fields can fill up really easily. So you just have to be aware, do about 2 loads of laundry a day. Don't do a whole lot more than that, or your leach field is going to end up being a giant mud pit. Same with the dishwasher. We do 1 load of dishes a day and 1 load of laundry a day. Same with a swamp cooler. So there was absolutely no way that our solar system could support an air conditioner. We don't have forced air in here. So it would have been one of the window air conditioner units, and that just absolutely, the solar could not support that. All that really runs on a swamp cooler is the fan and the pump. And the pump doesn't even run all the time. The pump only runs when it needs to. So that has been a lifesaver in the summertime. It's so dry up here, this thing is efficient and cools down the entire house. If you're building a tiny house, I can't recommend pegboard more. I'm a little bit obsessed. You can rearrange it. It's super, super strong and sturdy. It's super easy to put up. Made for tiny homes. This couldn't be more perfect for tiny homes. So this is one of my favorite pieces of furniture that we have. It's part of our kind of start of the kitchen. This whole thing is on wheels. It rolls out. There is a folding table that comes up and down so that Tyler and I actually do have a space that we can sit down at a table and eat together if we want to. We love this. It's also great for food storage and the infamous junk drawer that everybody has a junk drawer, right? This is our refrigerator. It is a high efficiency electric refrigerator because we do, again, have the solar panels. Refrigerator is one of those appliances that does have to pretty much run 24/7. So this was just something that we have to work around, again, as far as conserving electricity and just being extra aware of how much you're using. It's a super fancy fridge. We wanted a really nice fridge because eating is important to us, and it lights up. You can see the whole inside and everything. Living off grid with a kitchen is really not all that much different than living on grid with a kitchen. There's just certain things like electricity and water conservation that are kind of in the back of your mind. You just need to be aware of. You don't need to be scared. You just need to be aware. This is the living room. So in a tiny home, obviously you have to do things a little bit differently. We have to create cozy, nice, warm, inviting spaces, but you also need to create storage, which is obviously the biggest challenge. So in our home, we used the furniture to kind of separate spaces instead of walls. You get that kind of balance between like the open feel of things, but also the separate space where we kind of cut off rooms from each other to create a little open coziness kind of situation. So obviously the couch is a little bit smaller than like a normal size couch because this, massive couch isn't going to fit in here. And the couch doubles as storage space. So this is always super helpful to have kind of furniture that doubles or triples as usefulness as other things. So we have this huge, giant, big, kind of boring wall over here. And I wanted to kind of create, again, like that open but cozy feel. Curtains give you kind of the idea that there are windows back there, which obviously there are not. My goal was to make this look like the night sky. Moons, suns, and stars was my like fairy cottage in the woods sort of idea. This was a really important space to me and Tyler because this is where we obviously spend the most amount of our time together. And so it was important to me that this space be comfortable, cozy, when it's snowing outside, cuddle up on the couch with a nice blanket, watch some TV, and it just feels good to relax in here. This is probably the most I feel the off-gridness is with the toilet. We opted to save a ton of water and not put in a real flushing toilet. This is our compost toilet. We have to clean out both tanks. So number 1s and number 2s go in 2 separate tanks. If you have questions about that, comment and I'll teach you how to split the difference as a female. So you do have to clean out the poop tank every 2 weeks or so, and we clean out the pee tank probably every day and a half, 2 days if we're not here very often. Again, with the pegboard situation, I could not think of any other way to get more use, like the most use out of the small space that we have. So the pegboard came in clutch on that. Our sink I loved. I wanted kind of that old vintagey feel to it. So I'm super in love with this. And then our beautiful view out of our bathroom window here. Speaking of like furniture that double triples as use, this piece has been phenomenal. Obviously we have all the storage up here. We have makeup storage. All my makeup stuff is underneath here. This also, when it pops up, it's a mirror, which is super helpful. This is not actually a drawer. It's a bench for me to sit on to do makeup. And then underneath, this fake drawer is a real drawer. So just tons and tons and tons of storage. This is essentially like 3-in-1. LED lights are super helpful. These are on a timer. And so we're saving a ton of electricity because they automatically turn themselves off. And then they're motion censored. So we save a ton of electricity doing things like that. This is our utility closet. We have an on-demand hot water heater, so we never run out of hot water. It is constantly, as you're using it, it is constantly making more. Because again, we couldn't fit a giant hot water tank in here. It's tiny. The on-demand hot water heater saved us a ton of space. Our solar's in here. This is like our little utility closet, and eventually we'll get an actual door put up here. So the shower was another big important piece to us coming from an already tiny home. We took up like a solid portion of the bathroom just to have a really nice shower, which is just a lifesaver. Like it's so nice, especially when it gets cold. And it's very zen, right? Like the rocks on the bottom and the rock accents, the little stone, like the river stone. I really, really loved kind of bringing nature into my home since it's very nature based. I mean, obviously we live out in the middle of nowhere, out in the middle of the woods. And so I loved bringing some of that into the house just to kind of make you feel like you're surrounded by it all the time. And then our towels go right up here. We can reach them right out of the shower. We lived at my house, my tiny house in the Springs. We went and did the show and really, I think at that point, decided that we were done living in the city and wanted to lower our carbon footprint. I mean, that was a conversation that we had too. Get off the grid, lower our carbon footprint, but also my dad's getting older. Like my dad is 60 and my grandmother before she passed away was 91. And so it was time for us to kind of be here with them. And so I wanted to minimize the regret of not having that time with my family.
And I completely lucked out too because Not every married couple, the in-laws, there's always that dynamic of the in-laws, and I love my extended family. Like, her family's awesome. Yeah, the shell was here, and we just had to do all the plumbing, all the electrical. After everything is said and done, like, and then the number I'm about to give you is everything that you see in this house. We put in just I think around like 105,000 in this house. We're about 25,000 over what is actually necessary. Like, like when we got to about 80,000, we could have stopped there, but we just kept adding and adding because.
But this would be really nice, though.
It would be really nice,
but
and
like,
it is.
A nice fridge, that's a little extra. A new washer dryer, we could have kept our old one, is a little bit extra. Like, all these little bit extras add up.
And it added up pretty quick.
This is an interesting space. I'm not going to lie. We were a little baffled about kind of what to do with this. There was a few elements that we didn't really have a choice but to work around. The washer dryer being one of them. It is a little weird, right? To walk in the front door and the washer dryer is kind of in the middle of the living room. It's not my favorite place for it, I'm not going to lie. You know, most people have a separate laundry room. It wasn't an option. We had to work around it. And you just figure it out. You just wrap your head around the fact that this kind of living isn't going to be what we are taught and maybe what we've grown up with as normal. It's just going to be different. You have to fit things where you can fit things, and you have to live around things where they need to fit. This is a propane dryer because we're on solar electric. And so we are consistently every day thinking about how to save electricity, because the sun is only up for so many hours a day. Our propane heater over here, this is being filmed in August, so it's hot. So we don't need the propane heater. But in the wintertime, you just had to be aware. Things couldn't be right on top of that heater, which is why the living room had to be where the living room is, and we needed to really break this space up. This is some of my at-home workout gear. I can just do a quick workout in the living room. That was something that was really important to me. I needed to find a space for that. Then we had some room for storage, so all of the laundry and just the random things go in this little cabinet right here. So the bedroom, I think we kind of struggled the most with in terms of how we wanted to set this up. We'd actually had talked about putting an enclosed closet in over here and then trying to fit the bed in a different spot. But this was the arrangement that seemed to kind of fit the best. The bed, obviously, Tyler is a very big guy and I'm a tiny person. He sleeps very violently, so we need a bigger bed, because he just flops around a lot and it wakes me up. We needed the California king size bed, but it's actually 2 mattresses separated that we put together. So that way I can't feel him moving quite as much. The whole bed is on a spring and hinge system. So this whole thing comes up. All of our spare sheets, spare blankets, some of Tyler's clothes and some of my clothes actually are stored under here. So that was huge. Just having this whole thing isn't wasted space. It's all storage. And we also set the bed up this way so that we get a cross breeze between the 2 windows, because this is obviously the hottest part of the house in the summertime. It's nice in the winter, but even in the winter, it gets too hot up here for us. As far as like my closet goes, we decided to save space by not putting in a closed off closet. It makes it feel more open up here. And this is already so tiny anyway, that we just installed a little galvanized pipe closet bar. These can be super, super, super cheap. And then I just went to Walmart and bought these little plastic totes. But I didn't like that they were so plain and clear. It looks messy when you can see all the clothes inside of it to me. So I took some wallpaper and I just put on that like sticky wallpaper to kind of create a design on them that fits in with our nature theme. So my office was another thing that we had to fit somewhere in here. I am a criminal defense investigator, so I work with a lot of confidential information and I make a lot of confidential phone calls. So I needed like kind of a private space that I could make calls and talk about some difficult subject matter without an audience. So we put my office up here. It's nice and private. This whole thing folds up so that it goes completely away. Everything I need it all fits into this nice my little corner.
All right, so we have a Solarc. It's an 8,000 kilowatt converter. It's EMP protected, all the good stuff. Especially out here in Colorado, that's very important because we have a lot of lightning strikes. And we also have 16 3.2 volt, 280 amp hour batteries that is set up in a 48 volt system. And it's lithium, not lead acid batteries that are super heavy, full of maintenance. Everybody out there knows exactly what I'm talking about. Just put the money into it. We spent about $5,000 on these batteries. They are gonna last for over 10 years and there is zero maintenance to them. There are zero problems. It is worth every penny. That paired with our 16 400 watt solar panel field, that is overkill for this house. Your power is your lifeline out here. Because if without power, you're not gonna last for very long. Even just pumping your water into the house, like that's what you need. So don't go cheap on your solar system. Get the good stuff. And most of all, get good batteries. A little pro tip, if you're gonna go with a solar panel field, whenever you get a chance to wipe them off, do that. Because what's gonna happen, you're gonna get that little powdery snow that gets on there, and then the sun's gonna hit it, and then it's gonna freeze. So when you wipe it all off, the snow is off, but you have all this ice crystals left behind that blocks your panel's ability to collect sunlight. So do yourself a favor, whenever you get a chance, even if it's just a little bit, wipe off the snow. This is our water cistern. This is the intake tube, and we have our manhole in case we gotta go in there and change the pump out or anything like that. It's a 1,900 gallon water cistern, and we wanted a really big system just in case. Better to have it and not need it type of situation, and I like long hot showers, so there's that. So this is a 500 gallon tank. We fill it, I think, twice a year. I think we put about 5,000 with the labor included into, this is our tank that came full. We had the installation of all the gas lines and everything. I think one of the very clutch factors that I found was this right here. This is a little Bluetooth device that is hooked up to our tank that comes with a service that it notifies a company to come fill our tank when it gets to a certain level, because you do not want to run out of propane when you're out here. Next is one of our favorite parts in the whole entire house, due to the fact that that is our view. That's awesome. Like, we get to drink our coffee and actually not just talk about a dream. We get to live the dream of being out in the middle of nowhere, off the grid, sipping coffee, surrounded by just nature, and it's an amazing feeling.
Like, don't get too much in your head about making it work. We're human beings and we adapt. And so you'll figure it out.
And before you know it, you're gonna be old in your bed, full of regret. And I'd rather regret something that I did than something that I didn't do. So I say, if you have a dream to go off the grid and build your own little tiny house, you're gonna find out real fast that it's a lot of work, but it's very gratifying in the end.
You pick your heart. What do you want your heart to be? You want it to be staying somewhere in living in the city and putting up with the noise pollution and putting up with neighbors and like putting up with that kind of hard? Or do you want to live up here and put up with having to drive a little bit further places, cleaning out your compost toilet, wiping off your solar panels? It's the same hard, it's just different. So pick your heart. Follow me and my workout journey and my acro journey. Instagram, Cupcake Coquette.
And then also, if you are into bushcraft and survival, you want to have a good time with your family, come see me at the Survival University, where I'll teach you everything you need to know to learn how to survive either in the mountains or basically anywhere in the world.